loves, I think it's working. I think we're live. Yay, live on the drive. I have all the automatic driving things, so we're good. I want to talk to you guys. So this is Sonia G, Moonbibs and the Light Tribe, and we're talking about some things that were brought up to my attention in a post. Many of you tagged me in a post yesterday that was very fucking confusing, okay? There were a lot of misinformation, madness things happening on this post. So I can see why a lot of you were confused. So this is why I'm here to talk about it. And I also had some friends that sent it to me in private too. Hang on one second. We're driving and we're doing all of the things. So the important thing to remember, always, so general rule above anything else, okay, you guys, you have to learn to discern. You have to learn how to truth check for yourself. This is like the number one most important skill ever. This is why I'm always preaching about that, like learning how to integrate your higher self, like embodying your soul, knowing how to be in alignment, because then when shit like that is thrown at you, that's half truth, half fucked up, you're not like, oh my God, my world is crumbling. This is Pluto. This is Pluto. And everything that's happening with Pluto retrograde and all the structures that are crumbling, there's a lot of people that don't know what to grab a hold of. And there's also a lot of people that are intentionally throwing out misinformation campaigns. I mean, this is the MO of the government and everything in, the society rules of things. It's always disinformation campaigns, which means that they, instead of informing, they disinform. I mean, that's what's happening on the fucking news, right? Like, we know this now. We know that there's a lot of that. Well, there's also some people, like we see in Hollywood, that will ride the motherfucking bus of whatever will get them fame and attention, and they will also preach whatever is in, the moment of, hey, this is trending, we should probably talk about this shit so that, rah. Not the thing. So you really have to learn how to discern the people that are talking from their soul. There are many light workers that are putting out incredible information because they're channeling from their source, because they're embodying their soul, because they're getting their information where it matters, okay? But there's a lot of people that don't know how to fucking channel. And I'm going to just say it like this is shit. Drives me bananas, you guys. There's a lot of people, this is stuff that I've been teaching for years. You can't just fucking say, hey, I am available, let's just channel some people. You can't do that if you don't know how to relate to entities, to the unseen world. Don't fucking channel. If you don't know how to swim, don't dive in a lake where it's deep and you can't swim. Like, don't fucking do it, okay? So what happens is people do this shit and they open up chakras, everything open. Hey, let's merge. Let's talk to some beings because they're showing up and they're flickering around in my room. They're probably cool. I should probably talk to them because they probably have information that I don't have. And then you allow yourself to be merged with by entities that you don't know who the fuck they are. Number one rule, you always have to ask who you're dealing with. And number two, you have to make sure that who you're dealing with is of the highest truth and light and serving the divine plan. Like, you can't fuck around with this shit. This is your inside. This is more intimate than having a sexual relationship than someone, right? That's why, like, for a little while, it was last year or the year before, it became trendy all of a sudden. Oh my God, I'm totally channeling. The fuck you are. You're getting taken advantage of, okay? You're not. Like, I mean, I guess you could say you are channeling, but there's also evil entities. There's discarnate entities. There's spirits that were never able to incarnate into a body because they didn't qualify for the earth experience, okay? So they're just hanging out. Or people that just, got stuck in between the realms and karmic shit and whatever not. And they would love to feel the feeling of being inside of a physical body. And these are the entities that come into you when your aura is cracked. You know when you, like, people black out and they say, like, oh my God, like, I drank too much and I don't remember, you know, what I did, and now I have to check my phone to see what happened. Guess who was driving inside of your physical body, okay? Somebody else was, an entity was. That's why a lot of people do a lot of fucked up shit when they black out and they take drugs and they don't remember what the hell they do, because your aura is cracked and entities take you over. And this is real fucking life. This is real shit. This is why alcohol is also called spirits, because back in the days they'd figured out that when you drink that stuff, the spirits come around because they want in, okay? So yes, this stuff like riles me up, because I'm so, like, I feel like there's so many people that don't understand this stuff. There's so many, like, star seeds. Like, you have to know what you're doing. You have to. You can't just because it's unseen, it doesn't mean that you get to fuck around with it. Like, there's no consequences. You have to play by the rules. To all the things that are rules, right? I call them the light protocols. Like, you have to keep, your body is your temple. That's a thing. It's important. You have to respect yourself and take care of yourself. Okay, so that's one thing. So people channel shit. And then there's these entities that are like, oh sure, I'm Metatron. Oh sure, I'm Enoch. Oh sure, I'm so-and-so. That's fucking bullshit, but people don't know how to tell what's what, because they have not been trained, okay? They don't know how to know. This is like the stuff in depth that I teach in the Metaphysical Mastermind and a lot of my other courses, but specifically, this is why I created the Metaphysical Mastermind, is because you have to have a level of, if you're playing with this stuff and if you're on this level and if you're into the occult, the esoteric, you have to know what you're doing. Like, this is Ascension. This is Ascension 2.0. Like, it's New Earth. Like, we're shifting over. You have to know what's going on. You can't just, like, you know, if you're going to be in the mix. If you're not going to be in the mix of things, right, you don't need to train for a marathon if you're not going to run it. You don't need to, like, you know, work out every day like you're training for the Olympics if you're not going to be in the Olympics. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, but if you're going to do the thing, know what the fuck you're doing, because it's a big deal. And your whole entire humanity team depends on it. This is why I get so frustrated. Okay, so at the bottom of all of this, and I will always come back to this because this is the one thing that will always make a difference, okay, is you have to know how to get in alignment, how to know your truth, and how to tell truth from lies. And because it's especially important, you guys, because from now on, it's going to get, that line, it's going to get thinner and thinner. It gets like more confusing and more confusing. Do you know why? Because a lot of these people, and sometimes, you know, now we're talking about this particular post. I don't know who the person is that reposted the guy's post. The point is, sometimes these people maybe think that they're doing good. Like, they just are clueless, okay? They're just clueless. But you read the thing and you're like, that feels like shit. It feels like somebody punched you in the stomach, and it feels like all of a sudden there's an opening for more shit to come in. That is a clue, okay? That is a clue. Don't do that. So you really have to learn. It's kind of like, this is probably a good example. Like, if you're watching the news now, you know that, like, for whatever reason, you have to turn on the news to see if your business can reopen or whatever, right? So you turn on the news and you're like, okay, let's see what's happening, like, you know, in the city, the roads, the things, like technical things that maybe you need to get from the news. So you turn on the news, but you listen to them for the information that you need, but you learn to discern, right? You screen that motherfucking shit. You don't let it all in, because you know that the news is a bunch of bullshit. So you learn how to screen that stuff. That's the same thing that you have to do with people out there in social media, because a lot of these huge accounts, they don't show their face like this. They don't have these combos, right? There's a lot of accounts that just say, oh, sure, this is a good thing. It's getting a lot of likes. I should probably, like, controversially repost it. Oh, I think I'm doing good. I'm going to share this. And bless their hearts, you know, maybe they think they're doing good. I don't know that they're actually happy, you know, and that's always the thing. It's like, how do you know if somebody's doing good? I don't know. Do they have, like, peace? And are they truly, I can't, let me see if this is working. Okay, I can't really see my screen anymore, but hopefully it's working. You know, it's like, are you in alignment? Are you actually living, breathing, practicing, walking the motherfucking talk of what you're saying. Because I am, and I can tell you all my shit, and I can tell you why exactly I say the things that I say. And I'll tell you a little bit about me, and then we'll probably have like another chapter, because I'm in the middle of moving. So I'm gonna go get a load, and then on the way back, we'll continue this conversation. But this is what I want you to know, and this is why it feels so strong and so fierce. I was realizing today, I'm like, why am I in the mix of some social media thing? This is not my jam. This is not what I want to spend my time, like, you guys, sorry, we got disconnected. Went under a bridge. So I'm very clear about what I'm here to teach, right? And so I'm like, why am I getting in the mix of like this situation on social media? And then I realized that, this is the thing that I teach you guys and I feel so strongly about, because I have been fighting this fight my whole entire life, in a sense. And you know how everything, like, once you really get in alignment on your path, all the dots and everything makes sense. And I was like, holy shit, I've had this conversation. I have fought this fight since I was literally 13 years old. And I grew up in Italy, in a Catholic country. Then my parents, somewhere along the line, decided to become Latter-day Saints, Mormon, LDS, okay? And that's a very different religion than LDS. I mean, than Catholic. And in a country where you're Catholic, I was going to like nun school, all girls nun school, and praying the fucking rosary every day. Okay, sorry if any of you are Christian, but like, like with the beads and everything else. And then on Sundays, my parents were like, here, we're gonna go and pray to another God. Okay, I was a confused child. This has served me very well now. So my thoughts and my battles inside as a teenager were about God, right? I would fight with my dad about, you can tell me what to wear, you can tell me what friends to go out with, like, you're my parents, you can tell me all these things, but you cannot tell me which God to believe in. Those were my fights. Those were my literal fights as a teenager. And I would get beat the shit out of over my knowledge of God. But I have never given up God. Ever, ever, ever. I fought hard for that shit. And I know what I know, and I know it on my skin. Okay? And I know it inside of my skin too. So that's the difference, is a lot of people have belief systems that are trendy. My belief systems have gone through a long time of coming to. So I'm going to lose reception here because I'm almost at the old house. So we're going to continue this chat in a little bit. Okay. I love you guys. I see you all. Mwah. I will see you shortly on live number 2. Bye guys.